The lockdown has threatened millions of lives of the people across the globe in many ways, bringing devastating effect on the economy, on the trades, on business, on transport, on agriculture, industries, and education of the children. And I am very sorry to say most of the people having self-employed, having been working on a daily wages basis, and small, medium and large size industries have been totally collapsed. That's why we're here about, to see what the future lies for all of us. I feel sorry for all those people who have lost their lives, and my heart bleeds to the families and the loved ones who have lost their relatives. And many have been homeless, and they are touching below the poverty line and starvation and the hunger. That's what we're here for. The lockdown affected the entire world population of 7.8 billion. This happened in United Kingdom on 23rd of March, when I was part of one of the teaching tertiary care unit as a consultant general surgery, which I'm working for the last 20 years with 30 years of contribution for the NHS in this country. So we observed that immediately on 23rd of March, the government put the total lockdown on the entire country by the recommendation of Scientific Advisory Group for Emergencies in United Kingdom, based on a biological mathematical model by the Imperial College, that 8 million people would be rushing into the hospital because of the effect of the coronavirus, and 500,000 people will die if the lockdown was not carried out on UK. But actually, this never happened. We have not seen such thing happening in the United Kingdom and the rest of the world. So NHS sent the directive to 233 NHS trusts in the United Kingdom, 1,247 hospitals in UK, and 283 intensive care units in UK to vacate 167,000 beds in UK to accommodate the patients suffering from COVID-19. Soon after that, the hospital services were totally shut down, which all of you and the public around the world has suffered. The immediate response was 38,000 patients, most of them were elderly patients. They were shifted into the nursing home and the care homes without having the testing for the COVID-19 patient. That was absolute rush in sending those patients into the nursing home, into the care home, where the medical facilities were not adequately available. People died because of isolation, because of dehydration, because of depression, because of anxiety. And they all died due to lockdown, not due to coronavirus. 68,000 elderly and the other patients who were admitted in nursing homes and the care homes, they lost their lives. It's very unfortunate, and I have a lot of sympathies with the families and the loved ones who have lost their parents, their grandparents, and their brothers and sisters. Based on the humanity, we could have treated this patient better in the hospital by setting up drips, providing them adequate health facilities, putting them on the drip. We know the art of treating, but in nursing homes, they are not capable of doing that. Most of the health professionals, they went on sick leave, and the patient were not provided adequate facilities to have their treatment. Most of people died due to isolation, due to hunger, due to dehydration, thirst. Medicine was not provided to them. I am the witness of all this. We could have saved these people if they had been treated properly and looked after in the hospitals. That is my point. And government figures are that 20,000 people were positive with the COVID-19. But I would say the figures may be more or maybe less. At the time of the lockdown, 841 nursing homes and care homes were reported infected with the COVID-19. Patients were transferred directly into the nursing homes and care homes. After 2 weeks, that figure of nursing home having been infected with the COVID-19 jumped up to 1,884. This is the statistics I am telling you today. And who is responsible for that? We could have done better. Now what happened? So what happened to the hospitals back? All the elective operations, elective clinics, all the arranged operation, they all were cancelled. All the screenings were cancelled. All the treatment requiring for the investigation, the treatment for the cancers were all postponed or seized off. 2.5 million people have been deprived of for having their investigations and treatment for the cancers in this country. And my heart bleeds for all of those who have not been able to be honored to the hospital in spite of paying the taxes and everything. We all are taxpayers. Similarly, the waiting list in March, waiting list for the patients in March 2020 was 2.8 million. Now this has jumped to 5.5 billion. And NHS authorities say it will take 5 to 6 years to clear the lot, provided the infrastructure is built up. And if it's not, there are going to be 10 million people, and that would never be able to be cleared at all. I tell you now. Being a scientist with long-standing